Hi everyone, it's Natasha and today I'm bringing you my July and August reading wrap up. Should I say summer wrap up. This includes the last book I read in June, which I did not include in my previous reading wrap up, and that one was, well, actually before I get to tell you that, I'll tell you that I had a rubbish reading month, summer really. I was hoping to read absolutely loads, get through my TBR list like no end. But the rain's just been, the weather has just been so rubbish that I have not been spending time outside. I've been in the house and I've just been feeling a bit down and in a reading slump. I have read quite a few, but not as much as I wanted to through the summer. But anyway, ignore that, carry on. So the last book I read in June was Waybearer. This one I actually listened to on audio and did listen to most of it when I was at the gym and walking to the gym, which I haven't been to the gym for ages, so I need to get back to the gym. Anyway, this one follows a girl, Terasari, and I think it's like African mythology. And it's like she comes of age, and it's like hard to explain, but it's like a fantasy mythology with this Terasari. It's a young adult. This Terasari is about 16 in it, I think. So she's like 16, and I actually really enjoyed it. The first half I enjoyed more than the second half. The second half, while I listened to it, sort of started to go over my head a bit. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it did read quite young to me. So I might be skipping the next one. I have got, is it Redemptor? I think it's called. I think I have got that one, but I think I might pass on the series. But this was a good one, especially young adult. If you're more young adult or middle grade, I would say you'd enjoy this more. So I give this one 3.5 stars. And then for the first word read in July, I read this one, which I got from Readers First. I had it a while. I've had this book a while, to be honest, because it actually came out in February. I think it was February it was released, and I just kept putting it down. Eventually picked it up, and I'm so glad I did. Normally, this is not the kind of read I'd like. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like chick lit contemporary humour thing, but I don't know how you really explain it really, but I really enjoyed it. It's about this woman called Kitty Collins, and she's an Instagram influencer, and basically I think the first man she killed, I think she killed him accidentally. He was trying to attack her and she accidentally killed him, and then she got rid of the body. But then she started looking for men to kill who deserved to die. Most of them did, well, nearly all of them did, yes. And basically that was her secret life. She was a little serial killer on the side. And it was so funny that it was just really funny, and I just really enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it. Yeah, so 5 stars this one. I didn't think I'd like it, but yeah, 5 stars. And then after that I read an autobiography of Daisy May Cooper. I love Daisy May Cooper. She comes in the series This Country, which comes on BBC, and as soon as I watched that, I just fell in love with her, to be honest. And she's so down to earth and lovely. And this is about her life as a child with her brother, who plays Curtin in the series, and about how she went to auditions to be an actress and everything. How she went also with auditions, how she always got turned down. Everybody said she would never make it and everything. And eventually how she got to making This Country, which is what started her off. That was a big break, basically. But it cut out at the end. It cut off right at the very end, so we didn't hear much about This Country. This country, into yes, not Our Country. I want to keep wanting to say Our Country. So it didn't really go on about that as very much. And then, so that I would give it 4 stars for that. I would have given it 5 if it carried on towards more This Country, but it sounds like to me that she's waiting to bring that out in another book. But yes, I love this, and I love that it's got like pictures in, old pictures of when she was younger and things like that. Look, see, I just love things like that. I'd be nosy at other people's lives. So 4 out of 5 stars. Would have been 5 if it had more towards about This Country at the end, but I reckon that she's going to do it in another book, so we'll see. Then after that, it was an audio, which was Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. Now, I have got Atlas 6 on my TBR list up there, and it's been on my shelf for donkeys, and I've not read it yet. But then I got this one from a library And I thought I'd give it a go, but I did not like it at all. I hated it. It's about this man and woman, and they're both like, oh, I can't even remember to be honest. I know that she goes on spends 6 days with him, or goes on 6 dates with him, or something like that, and then they end up falling for each other basically, and it's supposed to be like, I don't know, but I just found it very boring. I don't know if it's because I was listening to it on audio or I don't know what, but I found it very boring and just dragging and dragging and dragging. Some of the words was like poetic and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the wording, but didn't enjoy it at all. So I only gave it 2 stars. So it's put me off now, but I am currently listening to one now, another book from her on audio, which is, I forgot what it's called, but it's got witches. It's got witches in it. Oh, my brain's gone. I can't think what it's called, but I'm actually enjoying that one. So that's giving me better hopes for reading the rest of it from Olivia Blake. Olivia, I can't say her name now. Olivia Blake. Right. So yeah, only 2 stars for that one. I didn't really like that at all. Then after that, I thought I'd pick up another quick audio, which was And Every Morning the Way He Gets Home Gets Longer and Longer by Fredrik Backman. I've got quite a lot of books of his on my wish list, but I've only actually read one, which was Bedtime. I gave that 4 stars, I think. It wasn't a 5, it was only a 4. I enjoyed it. I haven't read the other 2 following that series, only because I think that first book was a bit too long. It could have been shorter. So I think that dragged a little bit. But this one was only short. I think it was like, technically, it was an hour-long audio. So I don't know how long that is in pages, not very long at all. But it's about this boy who talks to his granddad, and his granddad has got Alzheimer's or dementia. And it's just so lovely. It was lovely. I was at the end of this book, I was sobbing my eyes out. I was absolutely sobbing my eyes out. It's short and sweet, and it was definitely 5 stars. It was like one of the saddest little books I've read, especially if you've got a family member that suffers with dementia or Alzheimer's. Then this was gonna really hit home. It really hit home. Yeah. My granddad actually had Alzheimer's, so not really bad, but he was in the early stages of it before he died, and so this really hit home. But it was lovely. Yes, I really highly recommend that. Really bad. Yeah, 5 stars. Then after that, I picked up The Chestnut Man. This one has been on my shelf for ages. I bought it from a library at a charity shop donkeys ago. And I knew that they had a Netflix series, and I've always wanted to watch it, and I've never watched it. So I thought, right, read the book, and then I can watch the series. So I picked this up, and it's about this chestnut man. He's a serial killer going around killing these women, and then leaving like a little chestnut man. It's very gory and graphic, like they chop people's hands off and their foots and stuff like that. And there's also a girl that's gone missing years ago. Oh, there's so much into it. It's just so much. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I really love the twists and turns in this. I did not guess the killer, which always makes it a plus for me. But every time I got to the end of the chapter, instead of putting it down and going to bed, I just carried on. I just couldn't put it down. It was one of them reads I just couldn't put down. And it's quite a big book. It's nearly 500 pages. 500 pages. So that's a big book for me, because it normally takes me a while to read books. Yeah, so I got through that very quickly, and I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. And then I watched the series afterwards, and I enjoyed the series. I watched it with my husband. He enjoyed it, but the book was still better. I still better. The book, the series is true to the book. It's very true to the book, but I don't know, but the book was still better. 5 stars for that one. I would definitely be picking up more from this author as well. And then after that, I read The Anatomy of a Killer. Now, this is another like crime book, so I don't think I should have picked it up straight after that one, because with The Chestnut Man maybe 5 stars, I don't think anything could have lived up to the hype of that after that. So this one is from Romy Huseman. I can't even say her name properly. This is her 3rd book, is it? Or it's the 3rd book I've read. I've read Sleepless and Dear Child. Dear Child is still my favourite, and that's her first book. Yes, this one is about a killer, obviously. This girl's, what happens again? This girl's dad is arrested for being a killer. The red ribbon killer, is it? Red ribbon killer? Who's supposed to have killed these little girls and left a red ribbon there. And then the daughter goes to try and prove that her dad is not the killer. And there's another killer going around doing things, so how can it be a dad if there's another killer doing the same things? It was good. Yes, it was good. I'll give it 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. It was good. I think it probably would have been... I did enjoy it, but I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't read Chestnut Man straight before it. This was my second favourite of hers. I did like Dear Child first, then this one, and then Sleepless afterwards. But yes, one of my favourite authors. I will be picking more up from this author. So 4.5 stars for that one. And then they're from July. Now we're into August. August has been a rubbish month, like I've said. August, rubbish. Also, my grandma's been ill in August, and she also passed away not long ago. So that is why I have not been doing much reading, because I've been spending time with her. So August, I've already got 2 books I've actually finished. The first one was The Book Eaters. I actually listened to this on audio, and the audio is really good as well. This follows Devon. She is a book eater. She eats to stay alive, to eat books instead of like food. But her son is a mind eater, and to stay alive he has to eat people's minds and like take all them in and leave them like a hollow shell, like a zombie thing. I don't know what you would call it. But the people are trying to they're like hidden people. They're in the world with other humans, but they're not. Humans don't know about them, if you know what I mean. And the book eaters, people from her family and this other thing, are trying to get rid of the mind eaters because they don't want any mind eaters alive. Oh, it was a really good book, yes, and obviously it's the first in a series. I don't know how many series, it's a duo or a trio or whatever. But yes, I really enjoyed this one, and I will be definitely picking up the next one. I gave this one 4 stars out of 5. Yeah, so I'll be continuing with that series, so I can't wait for the next ones to come out, and I really do love this one. Is it Illumicrate? This is the Illumicrate edition, this one, and I really love this edition. Right, and then last but not least, my last read of the summer was The Kite Runner. This is by Khaled Hosseini. I mean, you know I'm rubbish at pronouncing people's names, so apologise for that. This one is based in Afghanistan, and about this boy called, was it Amar? Yeah, he's 12, he's got Amar, and his best friend is called Hassan, and he's basically his dad. Hassan's dad is basically Amar's dad's servant thing, like something like that. But these little boys, they're best friends, do everything together, and then something happens to Hassan, and Amar stops being friends with him, sort of, and then there's a war going on in his country, Russia attack, and they all, he has to end up becoming an migrant, and then moving to America, have life in America. Then eventually he has to, when he's later on in his 30s, I think, he has to go back to Afghanistan to finish some unfinished business. Oh, my heart, I must say, I absolutely love this. This is it's made me cry all the time. I'm starting to cry now, just thinking about it. It is so sad. It's lovely. It's so heartwarming and sad, and this is, I think now this is my all-time favourite read. Every book I've read, this one is the one I enjoyed the most. Well, I don't say enjoy, but I can't stop thinking about it. When I finished this one, I got about 3 weeks ago now, and I still can't stop thinking about it because I love it so much. And it's like my favourite book. And I've got another book by him, Thousand Splendid Suns. That's on my shelf, so I'm sure to pick up that soon because I really enjoyed this so much. It's a great author. So yeah, 5 stars. That's all I read in July and August, because I didn't read hardly anything in August. I am currently listening to Olivia Blake audio, which is the one about witches, but I completely forgot what it's called. And I'm I've just picked up Empire of a Vampire, if I said that right, yes. which I actually brought last year, and I was meant to read it last year, and I've only just started reading it now because it's new books come out and I've not even read the first one. I'm like, oh, I'm so behind with things, and it's a big whopper. It's about 900 pages, so I've only just read like 2 so far. But hopefully I'm going to start, the kids are back at school, and start getting back into a routine, start doing things like that, and then I can find more time to read. So hopefully I'll be reading that one soon. Oh, I forgot to say, I got 1 DNF, which is over here. Let me find it. Sometimes when I pick which book I'm going to read, I use my new reading prompts that I've got. And when I picked my reading prompts up, it said the shortest book. So my shortest book off my reading of that was this one on my shelf, One Fatal Night by Eleanor Formant. Is that right? Yeah. It's a crime thriller thing, but it's so like fast paced. I only got to like 30 pages in, like chapter 6, 30 pages in, and then I just give up because it was just so quick. It's like within them 30 pages, it's been like 3 weeks or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like one thing's happening, and then the next thing's happening, and then the next thing's happening, and then the next thing's happening. It doesn't describe. It's not just going into details. It's very broad. There's no details. It's very broad. So I'm not getting in with the characters at all. The characters so far, I don't like any of them. So I don't know if I'll pick this up again. So at the moment, it's a DNF for me. So, and then after that, you see, I picked up another reading prompt, and that was when it got my longest book on my TBR. That's why I'm reading Empire of the Vampire finally. So yeah, so I'll give for these. I'll carry on reading what I've got, and hopefully I should be reading more in September. So I'll have a proper September reading wrap up to give to you. So if you want to see my other reading wrap ups from the past months, I'll check that down below. It'll be in playlist somewhere, and you can also see my Fairy Loot unboxings, my Degusta box unboxings, and my Illumicrate boxings. I think I said that right. I have no idea. So just go and take a look, and hopefully you'll subscribe and come back for more. See you soon. Bye.